Hello, welcome back. Now, we didn't go very far. I don't know whether you went anywhere or not for the break, but we are back. And no, you're not looking at Trevor, who was on the banner.
Looking. First of all, I'm better looking. I just want to be clear before we get started. I'm the nice looking one. Thank you.
For those who, I can't imagine somebody who doesn't know you, but you know, I had registrations from all over the world. So, you know, somebody may not know that this is Shay Brown. And before I introduce him formally, let me make sure to give my little ad one more time. You know, all of the guest experts that we've had on the show today, all are going to be in the Idea Success Vault, that valuable resource that I've got that you can get to by either texting the keyword "let me in," like knock, 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 let me in, to the website that you've got on the screen, or if you're not looking at a screen, it is bit.ly, bit.ly/Idea Success Vault. If you go to that website, go to that URL, you will see the access page. And if you're a texter and you've got your phone, text the keyword "let me in" to the phone number, area code 202-499-2478. That's 2478 is Be Great. So it's 202-499 Be Great is the phone number, and text the keyword "let me in" for access to the Idea Success Vault, which will have resources. It'll have the referrals to all of your guest speakers here today. It's like the Angie's List of idea implementation. So, and along with all the trainings that I've ever given are all there, and a bunch of other resources. So remember, Idea Success Vault, you want to get access to it. Let me read a quote like I've been reading, and this is apropos to what Shay is going to talk about. Apropos, there you go. I looked that up right before I came here. That's right. So here's the quote. The only people in the world who can change things are those who can sell their ideas. Lois Wise wrote that. But since we're talking, you've got a great idea, and how are we going to know about it, and how are you going to monetize it unless you sell your idea? Now that's sales not only in communicating the idea, but also how are you going to sell that concept, sell that product, make sales in your business? You know, that's kind of the point of I want my idea out to the world. So Shay Brown, our magnificent, elusive, exclusive sales, and I know you're branding that term, but
that's great.
Our elusive, exclusive sales expert is going to talk to you about how to sell, but how to sell your ideas and how to profit from them, really. So it's not like drive sales. In fact, that's far from what you talk about. But it's really how do we get our ideas out so that people say yes to that shopping cart. Shay, take it away.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, it's a great day, as she said. My name is Shay Brown, and I'm so excited to be here today. And what we do is we teach you an easier way to be successful in sales. And how many of you, by a show of hands, like right now, by a show of hands, want to be more successful in sales? All of us, right? Because when you make more sales, you make more money. And while money's not everything, cash flow does solve so many problems today. So today I'm excited to talk about the number one topic that you can talk about today, which is how to make more sales with less effort. And for those that don't know who I am today, my name is Shay Brown. I'll tell you a little bit about myself today, but I'm just excited to be here to talk about a topic called how to sell without being salesy. That's right. How to sell without being what? Salesy. How to sell without being salesy. Before we get started and talk about neuro-linguistic sales. Now, for some of you, you may be hearing that for the very first time. And others have heard it many, many more times. So you might be saying, Shay, what in the LL Cool J does NLS mean? Jot this down in your notes. Please don't miss this. Let me give you the definition of neuro-linguistic sales. The definition of neuro-linguistic sales is the language patterns used in the sales process. Jot that down in your notes. The language patterns used in the sales process. You see, words have a frequency. And when you're speaking to someone else, they're hearing a frequency you're sending, but more importantly in sales, they always say that you got to listen to what the other person is saying. So now you got to hear the frequency that's coming back. And here's the question. Do you know the frequency of your prospects and clients when you're talking to them? Think about this for a moment. What is your favorite radio station? Like if you had to go back right now and think about it, what's your favorite radio station? Now I'm right here in Washington, D.C. It's the nation's capital. And my favorite radio station is 96.3 WHUR. But that's not about me. It's not about me today. It's about you. What is your favorite radio station? Think about it. Now, when you have to tune in, think about what happens when you turn the dial and you have to tune in to your favorite radio station. And you don't quite get that dial. Now, my sons, they have the digital thing, but there was a time back there was a big knob that you had to turn back and forth. And think about that when you do that and you don't hear the frequency. There's what? Static. And when there's static there, you're not as clear as you possibly could. Do me a favor, make this full screen for me. I want y'all to jot this down in your notes. This is a key point, and it might be the number one idea I share the entire time I'm here. But here it is. People buy clarity. Jot that down in your notes. People buy clarity. So when you're speaking with them, you've got to be clear and concise. Now, this might be the number one idea I share. After this, it might be all bonus. People buy clarity. Now, why do I want you to have that in your notes? Like, why? Because this is another golden idea. This might be one of those $50,000 ideas over the course of your career. If you get just this one idea, I believe between now and the end of your selling career, you could earn an extra $50,000 over and beyond what you would earn without it. And here it is. A confused mind rarely buys. Put that in your notes, please. Jot that down right now. A confused mind rarely buys. So we've got to be clear and concise when we're actually talking to them. We got to think about what is the frequency of our prospect? What's the frequency of our clients? And we got to tune in and hear what they're saying verbally and what they're saying non-verbally, because this is going to be so important. And we got to speak directly to their subconscious mind. This is going to be important. So here's what you want to do. You want to say what you want them to think. Jot this down in your notes. I'm going to share some ideas on how to do this, but jot this down in your notes right now. Say what you want them to think. Say what's already on their mind. Now, at the advanced level, for those that have been with me for a while, this is a sales scripting technique. I mean, sales has its own language, by the way, and it's called a mind reading technique. Nothing persuasive about this, nothing sneaky, nothing pushy, nothing arm twisting. This is telling the person what's on their mind before they tell you. So you can be a much more effective communicator. See, what you want to do is you want to turn your words into wealth. I'm going to say that again. Turn your words into wealth. My mentor, Dr. Donald J. Moyne, and he wrote the first dissertation for sales professionals on NLP. And he talked about words. Think about this. 35 plus years ago, he wrote this paper. And here's what he said. And this is after studying some of the best performers in the entire world, by the way, the top performers. He says this, and this is important. Don't miss this. If you wrote the last one down, get this one down as well. And I want to make sure you have this. I don't want you to miss this because this idea right here alone will make a difference. Make this one full screen for me. Give them full look. Your words can make you rich. Let me say that again. Your words can make you rich. And think about it in sales. In sales, you probably heard that it takes money to make money. But in sales, that's not true. Think about this. We kind of go blah, 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 ching, $5,000. Blah, 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 poof, we can earn a $500 commission. So your words can make you rich. Doesn't matter what product you're selling. Doesn't matter what service you're selling. If you help people solve a problem, they're going to help you out today. Your words can also make you poor. That's right. Being an ineffective communicator is not about the sales part. It can certainly go the opposite direction. Now, let me give you the 3 principles just so you have it in your notes. Words trigger a mental response. It's called Neuro. So there's Neuro, Linguistic, Sales. And you can certainly bring it back to me, Neuro, Linguistic, Sales. So Neuro is your mindset. So when you say words, it's painting a picture that's up in their mind while they're talking to you. But then there's the linguistic side of it, which words in sequence have meaning. Jot that down in your notes. Words in sequence have meaning. So when you're saying something and you're having meaning, it's making sense. And then the third principle that we're going to talk about is you got to establish the mental value. That's going to be the key. See, people buy the value. People buy benefits. Jot that down in your notes. People buy benefits. You can bring it back to me, Melissa. It's been often said at sales trainings that people buy you, but I'm not sure that's the case anymore. They got to like you. They got to trust you. They got to believe you. I mean, you've got to have a pleasing personality. I get that. I really do. But at the end of the day, they buy the benefits you say you're going to deliver. And you got to be clear what those benefits are. Now, who can benefit from the presentation I'm about to share with you? What type of folks are out there? Let me go ahead and share this. You can make this full screen. Folks who have a fear in sales, this is for you. If you just say, Shay, I'm not a sales superstar. It's not what I'm doing. Pay attention. This is for you. This is also for you if you hate being sold to. You're like, hey, I don't even like being sold to, Shay Brown. That's not for me. I get it. This presentation for you. It's also if you just want to increase your sales results. You can bring it to me now. You believe that you have the potential inside of you to perform at a higher level than whatever level you're performing at right now. You believe that. Like sales superstars, they all hold one common belief. Do you know what that belief is? They believe they can perform at a higher level. So if that's you right now, you say, Shay, I'm ready to increase my sales. You want to pay attention. What if you want to get better at just selling your own products? Speaking to someone recently, they say, Shay, I do a good job communicating. I get a good job working with folks, but I have a hard time when it comes to selling my own products. I can help everybody else but myself. This presentation is for you, or if you just want to develop a sales team. The time has come that you not only do it yourself, but you also train other folks. Now, you might be wondering, who is Shay Brown? Let me tell you a little bit about myself, and then I'll go into the two outcomes I have for the time that we're going to be together today. But first, let me ask a question. I just have to ask a question, and you can certainly make this full screen here. Have you ever been in love? Just think about that for a moment. Now, that's obviously the silliest question. Some of you have said, see, I've been in love. Imagine what it felt like. Do you remember the feelings that you had, the emotions that was running through? Now, imagine being in love and then going through a divorce. And that's part of my story as well. I've been divorced. The love of my life not only leave me once, but I've been through 2 divorces. Think about the challenges of that. It's a very painful experience. And some of you out there, maybe you've been through that yourself and you know about the challenges of trying to start a business and then go through an emotional divorce like that or raise kids. Both my sons decided to live with me. So imagine this, I'm going through a divorce, I'm starting my business, trying to get it off the ground, doing the best I can. You can bring it back to me and you find yourself going through this very, very painful experience. And some things happen during that because it's very, very challenging. First, I had my car repossessed. Now, maybe you've never been there. I wasn't making any sales. I had big dreams. I figured, okay, I'm a consultant. And you can bring it to me, Melissa. I'm a consultant. I've gone through a whole lot. I said, okay, first of all, I only worked for 2 companies my entire career, right? So I worked for Citibank after undergraduate. I went to Morgan State, which is in Baltimore, Maryland. Didn't do sales. And then after finishing graduate school, I went to Johns Hopkins, which is also in Baltimore, Maryland. I worked for Verizon for the next 9 years, and I didn't do sales there either. And then one day, they laid me off. They just got rid of me. And so I found myself going through a divorce, lost my job. I wanted to start a company. I wanted to be like a lot of other folks that were out there. I wanted to be a small business owner. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. It was here. But as I got going, I had a challenge. No one was buying from me. And as a result, I ran out of money. So a car gets repossessed. And then shortly after that, I find myself in a personal bankruptcy. And that's a very embarrassing situation. And if you've been there before, I get it. I understand. So you're trying to raise my 2 sons, trying to be this entrepreneur, believe I had the potential inside of me, thought I had products and services that could help people out there and do so much more. And then you're in personal bankruptcy. And it's challenging. And I did, like a number of you, part of my story. I went out and I spent all the money I could on personal development, on training. I worked with some of the big folks. I borrowed money to work with Les Brown, I did Tony Robbins. I used to work with Zig Ziglar. You name it, I worked with him. And then I took this program. It was $5,000. I borrowed the money, went out to LA, worked with a gentleman by the name of Eric Lofthome. He was Tony Robbins' #1 sales guy. He had his own sales training company for 13 years. And he gave me an idea. And I always say there's nothing more powerful than a good idea whose time has come. He said, Shay, why don't you focus on sales training? I said, sales training? I'm a business consultant. That's what my card said, consultant. But the reality was no one, any place, was doing any hiring of a consultant. I was teaching the ideas that I was learning on how to make more sales, how to generate leads. I was teaching those same ideas I learned from other folks, And I was sharing them directly with people I was working with. Hence, I learned this rule. And he said, Shay, you should do it. Jot this down in your notes. Don't miss this. Write this down right now. This may help you. It helped me, and it can help you as well, and it's helped many, many of my clients. And I'll share those stories in a few minutes. But this is what I learned. You ready? I'm ready too. Here it is. Selling is a learned skill. We can all learn to sell. What a comforting feeling to know that if someone else can learn to sell, that you could do it as well. And I'm not a sales trainer, so I took those ideas. I applied them in my business. We started teaching those ideas to everyday people who were just like me. You were in the field every day, got their sleeves rolled up. I'm in the trenches. I mean, I know what it's like to live on 100% commission. And there's some lessons that I learned over the last 10 years. We've been in business 10 years, all the time, full time. And let me tell you what I learned while I'm in business. Here's one of the lessons that I learned. I want you to watch this very, very carefully.
I've never really viewed myself as particularly talented. Where I excel is ridiculous, sickening work ethic. You know, while the other guy's sleeping, I'm working. While the other guy's eating, I'm working. There's no easy way around it. No matter how talented you are, your talent is going to fail you if you're not skilled. You know, if you don't study, if you don't work really hard and dedicate yourself to being better every single day, you'll never be able to communicate with people, with your artistry, the way that you want. So the only thing that I see that is distinctly different about me is I'm not afraid to die on a treadmill. You might have more talent than me, you might be smarter than me, but if we get on the treadmill together, right, there's two things. You're getting off first, or I'm going to die.
There are those of you right now, your life is not where you want to be. Like, your life, you messed up. Or you're doing good, but you can't find a way to get to great. Just because you failed doesn't make you a failure.
Jot these 3 words down in your notes. This is very important. Winners never quit. That's right. Put that in your notes. Winners never quit. No matter where you are. Some of you, you're right now, you're off to the fast track. You're running. You're going. Hey, you just need a little bit of information to keep it going. I'm going to share that with you today. Others of you, you've had some highs, and you've had some lows. And you can bring it back to me, Melissa. And I get that. I do understand that. But it's okay. It's okay. You can still not quit. And others, life just smacked you in the face. You're like, whoa, Shay, if you knew where I was right now, if you knew the hole that I've dug right now, it's going to take some time to come out. But here's what I want you to know. 2 words. They're 2 powerful words. They're not my words, but they're so powerful. And they help me. They helped a lot of my clients. And this is just about mindset right now. And they can help you. It's possible. Just put that down in your notes. No matter where you are today, you may have a resistance to selling, and today we're going to talk about that. It's still possible you can achieve your dreams and your goals. Because think about it. What is the one way that you're going to fuel your purpose and your passion? What's the one way you're going to fuel it? And I'm going to suggest with you right now, it's going to be through sales. I mean, you make more sales in your business. You're able to take care of your purpose and your passion. You're able to have peace of mind. Some of you pay off debt. Others of you send the kids to the school of their choice. Others of you buy a home in the neighborhood you're with. Others you have folks that are dependent on you. And you're going to be able to take care of them. And I want you to know right now that it's possible. And why is that? Here's what I believe. This is Shay Brown. I believe that all roads in business, jot this down in your notes, all roads in business lead to a sales presentation. That's right. Everything you do in your business every single day, it leads to a place which is a sales presentation. Call it what you want. But it's when you share with people that have a problem, how you solve it. I mentioned this earlier. It was a $50,000 idea. I mean, there's a lot of them going to be bouncing all around, coming through the power of those fiber optic lines right now. But I'm going to tell you this right now. People will pay you today. Put this in your notes. Highlight this one. Circle this one. People will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today. You're in the problem-solving business. I don't even teach those skills on how to manipulate, how to persuade, how to influence. No. I realize that all roads in business lead to where? That's right, a sales presentation where you share with someone how you solve a problem. Think about it. Selling really is about 3 things. It's about 3 things. Jot these 3 things down in your notes. This is just a mindset. Then I'm going to get some good techniques, but this is a good mindset for some of you. Number one, selling equals service. Jot that down. That's a definition of selling. I got it from my mentor, Eric. It has helped me, and I'm telling you now, thousands of our clients. Selling equals service. And when you sell, you're going to sell from a place of honesty, integrity, and compassion. And what I want you to tell yourself 7 times a day for the next 10 days. This is your homework assignment. 7 times a day. For how long? That's right. The next 10 days, tell yourself, selling equals service. Don't resist the one skill that if you improve will not only explode your business, but it's a lifetime skill to help you in every area of your life. Selling is about 3 things. Jot this in your notes. You don't want to miss this. Number one, because it's possible. You do what I'm saying right now. You know, a sales idea implemented will generate you revenue. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not a sales idea implemented. I'm biased. Of course I'm biased. I mean, they'll tell you I'm biased. I see everything through a sales lens, right? But you implement that one idea, and it puts money in your pocket. So selling is about 3 things. Number one, selling is about education. Can you educate people out there that have a problem on what you're doing right now? The answer is yes. Good job. Number 2, selling is about leading. Can you lead them on how you help them solve a problem? The answer to that question is yes. And number 3, selling is about moving people to action. Can you say, this is how I solve the problem? If you want to work with me, here are the next steps. You do that, you're good to go. You're ready. You're ready to rock and roll. So here's what I believe. You can make that full screen, Vanessa, that sales superstars aren't born. They're made. And I make them every single day. And that's what Neuro-Linguistic Sales is really all about. I have 2 outcomes for my presentation today. My first outcome is to give you value. Did you walk away with at least one idea that you can use immediately, instantly in your business to make more sales with less effort? And I'm confident I'm going to achieve my number 1 outcome. I'm confident. And my second outcome is you take the idea and you share it with someone else. And I have a very special gift, something free I'm going to give you. For those that are hanging there, I'm going to share with you a special ways you can get that as well. So let's talk about the 3 big E's. Now, this is very, very important. There are 3 big E's that you're going to need in order to communicate your message and have what? Clarity. Now, when I first learned it, they made it very complicated. They were like, okay, Shay, you first have to learn about visual and auditory and kinesthetic. And I was like, show me the sales language. You can bring it to me, Melissa. Share with me the sales language if you could. So I came up with the 3 E's. See, simple equals easy. Jot that down in your notes. This is what I believe. Simple equals easy, and easy equals duplicatable. So if it's easy to do, you're just more likely to do it. You're just more likely to do it. So here are the 3 E's. The first E, which you're going to be familiar with, I'm going to walk you through this in just a moment. But the first E is the way you communicate is through the eyes. Folks are very visual, and I'm going to share that with you in just a moment. So think 1 E is your eyes. The second way, and you want to notice because you're talking to your prospect, you got to tune into their frequency, is through the ears, how they hear or how you hear what they're saying, and I use certain words to help you with that. And then the third way, you probably want it, aren't you? I know you want it, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Just don't worry about it. I'm going to give it to you. Emotions. So you got the eyes, you have the ears, and you have what? The emotions. Let's talk about the eyes and what it means and what it does. And they're going to give you a full screen picture so you'll be able to see this over the next couple slides, and we'll leave those up. The eyes help you when you're talking to someone. They're going to use words like, here's what my clients have done. They're going to use pictures. They're going to use it to make a point. They may use graphics. Another important key, and jot this down in your notes. This is important. You see it right up there. Eyes help the person see the possibilities and the outcome. What do people buy? In all seriousness, you said, Shay, sum it all up. Jot this in your notes. You want this. People buy possibilities. They buy the possibilities of how you're going to solve the problem you're going to be able to deliver. So you've got to help them see and take them into the future so they can imagine where they are. Then there's some language examples they'll use, language like appear. You might imagine. They might use the word look or the word watch or listen or view what I'm saying right now. Eyes also have phrases. Look at this. They might say, visualize this idea. Oh, and what a wonderful job Silva does doing that with ideas. Focus on this. You get what you focus on. You get what you focus on. My favorite one is, don't tell me, just kind of show me. And my last one is just 2 phrases. See, the best sales scripts are just 1 or 2 sentences long, and it's watch this. Just watch this. It's watch what I'm about to do. Now, the second E is one that you all can do, which is the ears. In the ears, you tell them what others have said about your products or services so they can hear. Some folks got to hear, by the way. We know this phrase. This is another one of those phrases. Put an asterisk by it. Put a star by it. Nothing sells like what? Success. Facts tell, stories what? Stories sell every single day. So there's some ear language patterns that we have to have. They might use language like announce, declare, I like to express, remark, sound, tell, voice. These are what you're going to hear as auditor, or there might be some phrases. Here are some phrases so you can pick it up when you're talking to your prospects or your clients. Here's a couple you're like. 2 words. Sounds good. Auditory. Let's talk about it. Let me tell you about something. We've heard these before, right? Let me voice my opinion or share my thoughts. I like to echo what they just said. Some people say this unconsciously. Now, you're never all of them, but don't believe us. Listen to our clients.
I just wanted to share something with you in regards to a couple friends of mine that have really transformed the way I do business. And I can tell you this, for years and years and years, I have been a technophobic. In other words, completely afraid of technology. I've been behind the curve when it came to converting my audio cassettes to CDs, behind the curve when they said something about an MP3. I thought they were talking about 3CPO or something. I didn't know what they were talking about. But you know what? I came across Shay Brown and Trevor Ott, and they had something called an Extreme Business Makeover. I had never heard of it. I had no idea what it was all about, but I heard people talking about it. I heard people mentioning how they were able to transform their business. They were able to really get the technology in their business required to be able to generate more profits than they ever thought possible. And they were able to do it using simple technology that was all done for them. In other words, they have a team of amazing people that actually go in and set up these technologies on the particular websites that you require. They said, I still don't know what's going on. All I know is I got stuff running now. I got stuff that I never had before, and I have instant, continuous profits going on right now because of some of the systems that they have set up for me. So I would highly encourage you to really take a close look at what they're doing with their Extreme Business Makeover. And if you can get a spot, because they are booked consistently week in and week out. So if a spot opens and you can get it, I highly encourage you to go ahead and plug in, find out, make sure there's it really resonates with you and so forth. But what I can tell you from personal experience is that they get things done. You will leave with the tools, with the technology, and with the understanding of how to make it work. And they give you ongoing support to make sure that you are getting it done. So once again, the Extreme Business Makeover is something I highly recommend. I've told some of my other clients about it already, and they are getting plugged in, and they are also getting results, and I hope you get the results as well. Once again, Jerry Clark of ClubRhino.com. Come to my website, sign up for my e-zine, and see the process that's starting to take place. It's all because of what they've done for me in the Extreme Business Makeover. Go get yours while you can. Bye for now.
So that was Jerry Clark, and Jerry Clark's like a number of you. One of the things that Jerry Clark wanted to do is he wanted to be able to communicate more with his clients. And we shared these ideas with him and made a huge difference, as he just said, in his business. And it can make a difference for you. The third E is emotions. Emotions, give them something to touch or, in most cases, feel. What's some language patterns, Shay? They might say, I feel a certain way. I sense. My tension is here. Here's what's shocking to me. Those are some language patterns. But language words? What about some language patterns? Jot these down in your notes. I need to get a feel for it. This is so hot to handle. Let me point this out to you if I can. I'm just not comfortable. Let's just go for it. This is very tough to deal for. I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to let you just do it. These are ways you can better communicate with your clients. You can bring it back to me, Melissa. And what's so important about this is that oftentimes folks that we work with, they're everyday folks. They're not sales superstars. They aren't wired this way. Dr. Pam Love Manning was someone that didn't really want to sell. Now, imagine this, a business owner, not interested in selling, an entrepreneur that doesn't really want to sell. To me, it's like an oxymoron. Now, Dr. Pam Love Manning is a wonderful person. She's a professor at the university, but she believed she had a potential inside of her. She took a step. She implemented the ideas that I just shared with you, and I'm going to share some more as well. Created a huge breakthrough in her business. She now has something called the Finishers Network, where folks all over the world are registered to be part of this network to finish what they started. She studies the science of it. And if she was here today, she would say, Shay, one of the reasons is that I had 3 parts of the combination dial. And it took 4 to really crack the code. And the one area in her business, in all her studies, in all her years, that she hadn't focused on was really improving the words she was using. She's now associated to your words can make you rich. And as a result, she's giving stronger presentations. She's able to communicate how she can solve problems, and the folks are paying her. People will pay you today if you help them what? Solve a problem. When? Today. Now here's the $1 billion mistake that I believe salespeople make. What would it be, Shay? Tell me. Trying to prove a point. Trying to convince someone to do something they may have no interest in. And when that happens, they come across as fast talking, as slick, as manipulative. And none of us sell that way. And you know why? Because a person convinced against their will, as they say, is of the same opinion still. Someone right now out there has the goal of finding you as a business owner. They have the goal of learning what you're teaching so you can help their life be easier. Just like us, we help people make more sales with less effort. But don't believe us. So I would say, watch this video. And so the cycle continues on and on and on. What you want to do is you want to change the direction of a person's thought. You don't want to change where they're going. You want to take their thoughts and shift it. And why is that? Jot this down in your notes. I'm going to step back and I'm going to share with you a system that I learned. And you see it up there. It's called point, tell, and paint. This is something that I learned from Tony Robbins, a master communicator, someone that has a real belief that people can reach a higher potential. And sometimes people say, Shay, what are the superstars doing? What are the top 1% of the sales professionals, the entrepreneurs, the business owners, the speakers, the coaches, the network marketers? What are they doing? And I'm going to break it down for you right now, and I'm going to share, because we're still in this industry. And sales is still the highest paid industry in the world. I'm proud to be a salesperson. I know some of you are like, Shay, stop using that word. It's a dirty 4-letter word. Hey, I get it. I understand it. But you know what? When you sell from a place of honesty, integrity, and compassion, when you change lives, when you help people reach their highest potential, when you work with people so they can make more sales with less effort, and you, whatever products and services you have, maybe you help folks improve the quality of their health. Maybe you're like Sylvia Henderson. Oh, Sylvia's a wonderful person. Turning your ideas and moving those around and then taking them and moving forward. I mean, think about the problems that she solves and all the folks that are out there doing good things. So let's step back. Let's take just a few minutes, not long, just a few minutes. Let's talk about point. What is it again? Tell. This is the last one. Paint. That's right. Point, tell, and paint. So let's start with the first one. The first one is you want to point someone in the right direction. Now, you might be thinking, Shay, when's the best time to use this type of technique? And we'll hold the slide for just a second. It's when you're already had a conversation. You're building trust and rapport. You're asking questions, you're bringing benefits to life, and you feel like they just might be where you want them to go. And they're not sure. And you want to keep the conversation going. So you might do something like this. It's called point out a reason they're buying in the first place. You're going to ask a question that will put their mind back on their problem. Now, what's a way you can do that? And you can bring it back to me. You might say something like this. You want a lead generation system that will help you make more sales. You want a system that will help you get all your ideas together, which Sylvia does really well, by the way. And then you want to be able to take action on them. And then what? Profit from those ideas or make a greater difference in the world. See, some of our clients, they don't make a lot of money. I mean, some of our clients, they earn about $80,000 and $90,000 of personal income that they pay themselves after taxes every single day. And we love working with them. Why is that? They got a big heart. It's in here. They got a big why. They do it because they want to help other folks. They need to be compensated because they've got bills. And in these United States of America, no matter where you are, but I will speak, if you're in these United States of America, you can be paid for your ideas. You can be paid for your service. And you can make a good, honest living. So you want to point them in the right direction. You want to say something like, you want to be able to write your book in the next 30 days. Is that correct? You're looking for a yes. It's called the repeated yes technique. Now, those are a couple of examples that you can use. I know that you want to close more sales without being salesy. What if we showed you the system that could do that? So first, you point them in the direction of the problem that they had. Number two, one's called what? Point in the direction they want to go to remind them of the problem. Number two is what? Tell. That's why it's going to be point, tell, and paint. Again, easy. You can do this. Let me see a full screen on this if we can. So once you've pointed them in the right direction, you can then step back and say, our product will do that. So you like a lead generation system that attracts clients that can afford your services. Duh, Shay, that's what I want. That's exactly what our system will do. You want a health product that will allow you to have more energy, to be more consistent, to spend time with your grandkids. Yeah, that's exactly what our product will do. You want to take all the ideas that have been running around in your head that you know the world needs to hear. And you want them organized. And you want them in a way that you can then either monetize or teach other people. Yes, that's what our ideas program will do. See, what you're doing is you're reminding them of the key issue and what your product will do about it. And you reassure them that when they make the purchase, and you got to be very specific, that it will help them. So number one, you can bring it to me, is point. Number two is tell. Point them in the direction you want them to go, and then you're going to tell them exactly what you want them to do. And then number three is you're going to paint the picture of where you want them to go. This is called future pacing at the advanced level. Future pacing is when you take them in the future. This is a little advanced scripting for a lot of you, but you can handle this. You've been with me for a few minutes. You take them into the future and they see themselves there before they get there, because we know that people buy possibilities. So when you paint, you're going to paint this picture. When you own this product, you will have more confidence. You will have greater self-esteem. And you will be able to help people easier. You're going to be very, very specific. And then you're going to close with a question. Is this what you really want? And the obvious answer is yes, this is what I want, right? So now you pointed out the problem, reminded them. You've told them how you solve it. And then you've taken them into the future so they too can imagine it. So here's what you're doing. You're creating an unconscious thought of direction. You're shifting their mindset. And you can do that through just the power of your words, the power of your conversation, and not being salesy. Isn't that cool? I mean, when I first learned that, I was really, really just blown away. Say what you want them to think. And when you do that, you connect at a much deeper level. And what is selling the worst fear? Like really. Like if I was to ask you a question right now and say, what is your worst fear right now as a salesperson? Somebody might say, the person saying no. It's failing. No, Shay. It's that I look stupid. I don't know what it is. Go ahead and jot down your notes. Like, what's your worst fear right now? Let's make it full screen if we can. Think about that. The first, I'll tell you what it is. It's rejection. No one wants to be rejected. I mean, even when it's coming from selling, from your friends, from your family, from folks you work with every day, everyone wants to be happy-go-lucky type of folks. So the biggest fear we all have is what? Rejection. And what's the worst case scenario? Well, the worst case scenario is you're rejected, but you can sell without being what? Salesy. You can sell without being what? Salesy. All you have to do is help them what? Solve a problem. That's right. People will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today. And what Neuro-Linguistic sales is about is the language patterns of sales professionals. So it's a study of language patterns used in the sales process. And you can get better at just what you say. Jot this down, there it is up there in the notes. I put it on the notes. You're not going to be like blown away by it. But I'm going to tell you, if you do this, just this one idea, it's going to put money in your pocket for the rest of your life. There's a lifetime benefit you watching right now. Didn't just show up. It's just not another day like, oh, well, let me go see what's going on today. Let me hear another idea. No. Today could be the beginning or the best day of the next of the 12 months. So the next 12 months could be your best 12 months as a result of today. And you can draw a line in the sand. You can say, Shay, what? You know what, Shay? I can do that. There it says right on the board. Great things happen when you solve what? Problems. People will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today. Play this video. Don't listen to me. Listen to our clients.
Kelly Perry Enterprises, and I just finished my 2-day extreme makeover with Shay and Trevor, and I'm telling you, it was awesome. So much, on the first day, it kind of brought me to tears because it's something especially for me to see my dream come to pass. We all have our businesses, we all have reasons why we started our business. And when you get that frustration of not knowing how to make it grow like you really want it to grow, and someone else is able to come in and really show you how to take it to where you want it to be, that right there was like so emotional for me, because it's what I've always dreamed of, is to see my business go to the next level and not just say it, but do it. And so Shay and Trevor and the whole team have really helped bring my vision, my dream, closer to its reality, and I'm really looking forward to the relationship and to my business growing. So definitely, if you want to see your business change, you want to really go to that next level, make the changes, you got to do something different. And I believe I made the step to do something different, and I'm ready to see something different happen in my business, and I believe it's going to take place. Thanks again.
Absolutely. Your mental responses. Think about the word cost versus the word investment. You want to use the word investment. It more alludes that there's something in return for what they're doing. Think about the word but versus and. Now, obviously, Shay, I know I can't use but because it kind of stops people where they are, but a lot of people do that anyway. First, you can have a transition and. So you have some concerns and you're at least open to hearing more. You are interested and you like to receive some information. So you can delete the word but right from your phrase right away and use the word yet. We're not there yet, but we're working on it. One step closer. One of my favorite transition words that triggers a mental response is because. The because frame is so powerful. I only have so much time. I wish I had more time. I only got so much time today. But think about it. Because you're watching today, you implement one idea and it changes your family's future. Because you took a step, and maybe you got the notes, which I'm going to offer to you. They're going to be, it's my gift to you, by the way. You're able to go back and review the second or third or fourth time. And it made a huge, huge difference for you. See, because is a great phrase to use. Use simple words to increase the influence as you're speaking to folks. But don't believe us.
Hi,
Listen to our
Eric and
clients.
Hilton Johnson. I just completed the 2-day extreme business makeover with Shay Brown and Trevor Otts. First of all, let me tell you how amazing it was. Not only was this the best decision that I made in my business, but it was having the support and people who believed in me and believed in my message, and they came and they ran with it. They gave me all the tools, all the strategies, all of the things that I needed in my business to be successful. And I promise you that if you make the same decision to invest in your business the way I have, I'm very sure, confident, 100% confident that you will receive the same attention, the same love, the same effort that they've placed in me and in my business. They will do the same for you. So my encouragement to you is to make the investment in yourself, in your business, and change the world.
Change the world, and that, in fact, is what you can do. Words and sequence have meaning. That's the linguistic side of it, which is so important. Let's talk a minute about just embedded commands and how you can add those to what you're doing. Why an embedded command? This is a terminology that you can use, by the way. First, it reduces internal resistance. That's important for a number of folks. Number two, it talks to the person on a subconscious level, and you can do that. Number three, it speeds up the decision-making process. Number four, it motivates your prospect to take action. And I'm going to share a couple of great embedded commands that you can use right now. So just pay attention, get your notes, just follow along for a few minutes. Have a little fun. This is all about having fun, right? So it's called the just command. It is best when you buy this product, or you will benefit greatly from this product. Embedded command, when you, jot it down in your notes, that's an embedded command. I'm going to go through a strategy in a minute. When you buy this product, for example, you can feel an immediate difference. That could be an embedded command. When you has helped you really deliver the embedded command by this product, but more importantly, a person's name is the greatest sound to them. So you can have more power when you add their name. When you, Shay Brown, use our service, you will find when you Sylvia, use our service. You will find. See, that's another way for you to tune in. The word you and the prospect's name are the two most influential words you can use during the selling process. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving you the best of the best ideas. Now, there are 3 embedded commands. It really consists of 3 parts. Let's go and jot these down. Number 1, the starting phrase. I gave you a starting phrase just a moment ago. Number 2, the actual command itself. And number 3, which is really cool, is the voice, the tonality, your voice rate, and how you go about speaking it. So the starting phrases examples could very well be when you don't have to, can you imagine. See, those are starting phrases. You can do that. Command examples. Get started today. That's an example. Invest in this product. Or even buy is another example. Or before you consider buying, let's talk about the benefits so you can make the right what? Decisions. That way you can buy with what? Confidence. So what's the embedded command I just said? You weren't paying attention. Don't worry. The answer is buy. The answer is buy. Try this one. Imagine how good, now listen very closely, I'm going to ask you what the embedded command is. Imagine how good you will feel when you get started learning powerful language patterns to move your prospect to action. What's the embedded command? Answer, get started. You got it, you got it. Okay, by now you have realized how important it is to get started today. What's the embedded command? You're getting this thing. Get started. What about the advanced level? Today. That's right. So let me give you the secret sauce. The secret sauce of selling is called invisible selling. Now, if you're out there listening right now, you're like, Shay, I want the notes. Shay, I want your 10 best ideas on how to do invisible selling. You know it's a secret sauce now, and you want it. Here's how you can get it. I'm going to give you my personal cell phone. Just for those that listen, this is a very, very private type of event. And I'm going to do that. Like I'm reaching in my pocket now. And Melissa, you can bring the screen to me. And I'm going to show you, this is my personal cell phone. And you can text me personally. This doesn't go to my assistant. It's not an automated machine. It's going to go right to Shay Brown, not Ashley. It's my assistant. It's going to go to me. And for those that take the time and text, I'm going to send you the key notes and 5 of the best ideas on how to use neuro-linguistic sales to take your business to the next level. It's my gift to you. It's my gift to Sylvia for all that she's doing. It's just an amazing. Let me give you the number. My number is 202. Okay, you didn't get your paper and pencil out. Get it out. Now, for those that are a little more savvy, get your cell phone number out. Like, get it done now. Text me at 202. This is what you're going to do. You're going to type the number in. You can type the number in. Why write it down when you can type it in? Really, like seriously. Why do it twice? Not the best use of your time. So go ahead, 202-270-1662. Let me say that again, 202-270-1662. Again, 202-270-1662. And here's what I want you to put in there. Put your name. I'm requiring that. Your first and last name. That's what I'm requiring. Put your email so we can send it to you. Duh. And just type this in. NLS. That's all you got to put. And look at that. Oh, they're so fast up there. They put the number up there for me and everything. Look at that. We have to get it to Melissa in the back. I mean, she's working hard. I mean, Sylvia's nodding her head. Thanks a lot, Melissa. You rock. You're amazing. Okay, 202-270-1662. Again, 202-270-1662. Text your first name, your last name, your email so we can obviously send it to you. And type the words NLS ideas. I made a little advance for Sylvia. NLS, what? Ideas. NLS, what? Ideas. Do that, and I'm going to send everything directly to you. Don't believe us. As I always say, listen to our clients. We're coming to the close, and I just want to take a couple minutes and to share about the Master Closer Playbook. It's my gift to everyone that's out there today that does text today. It's going to be my gift to you because I know that you have the potential inside of you to perform at a higher level. I know that you're a champion. I know that you believe the best is yet to come. And I believe that as well. And even if you don't believe it, say Shay Brown holds the belief for me, because sometimes someone has to believe in us before we can believe in ourselves. So I'm going to hold the belief for you that you are a sales superstar, that you are a master closer. With that being said, once again, text the number 202-270-1662. 6'2". I close with these two comments from my mentor, the late Jim Rohn. He's no longer with us, at least not in body, but in spirit. I believe he's always here. And he would say two things. Number one, don't wish it was easier. Just wish you were better. How profound is that? I mean, that's just so deep. I mean, it had a big difference for me back in 2007, 2008, during very difficult times. And number two, don't wish for less problems. Wish for more skill. Because the skills help you overcome all the problems right now. And I want you to know that you have greatness inside you. And as I'm planting this sales success software on your brain right now, I'm planting it right now, I'm also planting seeds of greatness for you because you're a champion. And I want you to know that I believe in you and the best is yet to come. That's right. The best is yet to come. With that being said, make it a great day, everyone. And we're going to make good things happen. We connect again next time. And I bring up none other than Sylvia. All right, Sylvia.
Woo-hoo.
Thanks a lot.
Great,
Thanks
great.
a lot. Thanks a lot.
All right, and one question before you go.
Always.
What I've been
for
asking
you.
everybody.
Yes.
So, with the sale, when were you? When did it click for you, and what was the situation? When you were, because you've been in sales for a long, long time, but the neuro-linguistic selling has been something that I've watched you evolve with in the last, I don't know, year or so. So what was that? What was that point that you realized the work? Okay, she just said that, and that means I should respond with something that reaches her same channel. I used to call it communicate on the same channel with another person. So what was that? What was that turning point for you?
Sure. The turning point for me, Sylvia, is that for many years, started in 2004, again, not wired or born to be in sales, after learning the fundamentals, because there's two ways you learn, right? First you learn the fundamentals, and then you go off and you learn advanced techniques.
Advanced stuff, yeah.
But what comes after the advanced stuff? I'll tell you this, you master the fundamentals. So I went back to master the fundamentals. You get a mastery in it. I was like, whoa, sales scripting to me was mastery.
Okay.
You know, you learn techniques and words to use so that you are prepared, which is all it is, just a sales script. The next level after that in the mastery, just like black belt, they said it was neuro-linguistic sales, where you take the mindset and the language patterns and mix them together. So that came to me about maybe 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
And so I started studying like everyone else and said, you know what, I'm gonna share this with the world from a sales perspective. So I'm very, very pleased and excited about all the things that you're doing as well. I mean, the ideas, some of it's just incredible. I mean, you bring ideas from people, you really do. You bring ideas so they can get it to a place and then go do something with it. So thank you for all you do.
Part, do something with it is the important part.
Well, you do that. I mean, they all have ideas when they sit down.
I know, we all,
I mean, I don't quote Mike Tyson often, but he says this, everyone has a plan
imagine why not.
until they're hit. That's what he says, everybody has a plan until they're hit. And so you have people, they have their ideas, but then they get hit and they don't do anything. So thank you for all you do. Thank you for having this so folks out here could hear these messages. I mean, you're making a great impact on the world. And we certainly appreciate you as well.
As do you with all your, with your programs that you put out, with all the different experts that you bring to the stage. So thanks. All right.
Thank you.
We take another break, and when we come back, we're going to hear Renee Canali, and she's going to talk more about mindset, because Shay's been talking about mindset a little bit. Renee's going to continue on with that thread. So with that, take a couple minutes, don't go far. We'll be right back.